And welcome to Early Wilson, third game of a three-game set. This will determine the winner. UNLV took Friday night, Bradley took yesterday afternoon, and today, yes, it is 1:05 local time. And we will set the lineups offensively and defensively, but first it'll be Maddox to Shattuck, and that one in for a strike. So we've got game time temperature 57 degrees, wind out of the south-southwest at 6 and 30% humidity. Maddox second one in for a strike, 0-2. Now here's something. Luke Shattuck yesterday hit for the cycle. Bradley baseball has been around for 119 seasons. That was the first recorded cycle. Now, whether they recorded them back in 117 years ago, who knows? But that is pretty amazing. So he was on fire yesterday and helped lead Bradley to the first one. But right there is a strikeout on 3 pitches by Chase Maddox. Let's set the Rebels defensively. Maddox pitching, who's already got the first strikeout and the first out. He's pitching to Jacob Godman, the freshman. And Brendan Doherty, the third baseman for the Bradley Braves, will step in left to right around the outfield. Grant Robbins in left, James Gamble in center, and James Sharman, the freshman, in right. And the first pitch to Doherty in there for a strike. Around the infield, over at third, Dylan Johnson, Bryson Stott at short, Darian Williams, the freshman, at second, Jack Thomas Wold over at first. That is your Rebels defensively on this Sunday afternoon. Bradley, Luke Shattuck already struck out. Brendan Doherty up at bat now, followed by Dan Bolt, Connor O'Brien, Andy Shattuck, Keaton Rice, Jean-Francois Garon, Connor Manthe, Nick McMurray, and Sam Lund is on the bump for Bradley today. 1-2 the count to Doherty. And the 1-2 from Maddox, and that one is hammered right back up the middle for a solid single. Gamble will come over and get it back in to keep Doherty at first. I'll bring up Dan Bolt, who's currently hitting .341. The left fielder had started right in right the first 2 games. And then about midway through the game, he's moved over to left, and today he'll start in left field. Doherty has not attempted a stolen base yet. Bunt. Maddox goes over and throws over to first. Not really quite sure, why you'd be sacrificing to get 2. The guy at second with now 2 outs, but there we go. So another out, easy out for Maddox, but now the Bradley Braves do have a runner in scoring position. Connor O'Brien steps in. And the first pitch, and that one is hammered foul. 0-1 the count. I wouldn't be surprised if timeout is called here by O'Brien soon. Yep, and there it is. Maddox taking a little too much time out on the mound. And if you're a batter, if you get standing there for a while, kind of a good idea to call timeout. And the 0-1, and that one is a swinging strike. 0-2. So Maddox comes in 0-1 on the season. He started 3 games. ERA of 5.02. He has 10 strikeouts, 3 walks, and he's given up 8 earned runs. And the 0-2, and that one, yeah, I think that did. Yeah, that grazed the uniform, and that will be the second time that Chase Maddox, I almost said Mike Maddox for crying out loud. It's Greg Maddox over in the dugout, Mike Maddox, pitching coach in the majors. So that will be the second time he has hit a batter. Not sure why they're going over to check on O'Brien. I swear that just hit his uniform. So Andy Shattuck will step in, batting 208. Chase trying to keep Bradley from getting the lead in the first as they did yesterday. That one a little bit high, 1-0 the count. Maddox, a junior. Really a well-balanced lineup of juniors and seniors and freshmen, and sprinkling a few sophomores for the Rebels. And the 1-0, and that one is popped up. Stott shading his eyes, and that is a scoreless inning for the Bradley Braves. UNLV will have its shot in the bottom of the first coming up in a few moments. Bottom of the first, 0-0. UNLV coming up with their first shot. And their first shot will be with Bryson Stott. It'll be Stott, Johnson, Wold, Williams, Smith, Robbins, Godman, Sharman, and Gamble, 1 through 9. And we'll have all afternoon to go over that again. So relax, sit back, and watch this on YouTube. And the first pitch from Sam Lund, the red shirt senior from Sun Prairie, Wisconsin. We'll set the Braves defensively here in a moment. And the 1-0 pitch, high again, 2-0. In the outfield from left to right, Dan Bolt. He'll start in left today. Andy Shattuck, who's played really great center field, will be in center. And Jean-Francois Garon in right. Their media guy just says call him JF, but we're going to go with the Jean-Francois. 2-1 to Stott. And the 2-1 pitch, and that will be fouled off 2-2 the count. At third, Brendan Docherty. Luke Shadid at short, Nick McMurray at second, and Connor O'Brien, the freshman, at first. And amazingly enough, catching yet again, Keaton Rice. He caught all 15 innings on Friday, all 9 innings yesterday, and he's back out there again, the sophomore. Big swing and a miss, and that will be a strikeout for Sam Lund, and that'll bring up Dylan Johnson.
Third baseman, number 25, Dylan Johnson.
People still coming in here. Early Wilson, if you were unable to make it today, don't worry, you still have 2 more games on the homestand. March 12th, Washington State. That's a 6:05 game. Washington State, of course, from the Pac-12. And then the next day, a 1:05 game, also against the Cougars of Washington State. So a little Pac-12 baseball action here versus Mountain West. Right now, Missouri Valley Conference versus Mountain West. UNLV trying to take the series, and so is Bradley. And that one in for a strike, 1-1 the count to Dylan Johnson, batting .290 on the year. And that one right down the middle for a strike. Dylan has 7 RBI on the year and 3 doubles. And the 1-2 pitch, and that one inside, 2-2 the count. Oh, look at this. We've got some, amazingly enough, Blue Jay fans here today up here in the stands. Or not so amazing, believe it or not, the 51s, now the Aviators, used to be the Blue Jays affiliate. This one will be fisted out, and that will drop in for the first hit of the day, and it belongs to Dylan Johnson. So Jack Thomas Wold, who is batting .250, but let me say this. He has been, his swing has looked great. He has been making, when they're outs, they're lined outs. He had a multiple hit day yesterday. And boy, in the first, Rebels had a chance to get a couple on the board, and he hit a rope, but Luke Shadid, the shortstop, climbed the ladder and brought it down. Otherwise, might have been quite a different game yesterday. So let's see if Jack Thomas can keep the good hitting going, or the good swings. You know, it's baseball. Sometimes the ball does not fall where you'd like it to fall. But if he can just keep swinging the way he has been the last couple games, that average will not be at 250. It'll be going up. And the 1-0 instead of throw over, and Johnson is back safe. Keaton Rice, a sophomore behind the plate. He has a pretty good arm. His accuracy may be down to second the couple times that the Rebels have tested him. Has not been the greatest. It seems like the throws sail on him a bit. And this one right back up the middle, but unfortunately for the Rebels, McMurray to Shadid over, and that will end the inning with a double play. We'll go scoreless to the top of the second, live from Early Wilson. Keaton Rice will lead it off for the Braves.
The catcher,
It'll be 6, 7, and 8. Rice, Garon, and DH Manthe. And the first pitch to Rice, who hopefully will get a nice aisle seat or window, whichever he prefers. He's put in a lot of work behind the plate this weekend series. And that one will go foul. And a big swing and a miss. 1-2 the count. And the 1-2. That one chopped down almost into the Rebel dugout. Pat Armstrong, the Rebels' first base coach, flips it into the dugout. Make sure it is off the field of play. And the 1-2 pitch, Maddox sets and delivers, and Rice will take that one just a little outside. Talked about it a little bit yesterday, but Greg Maddox, of course, the volunteer pitching coach for the Rebels, he did pitch in Peoria, Illinois, which is the home of the Bradley Braves, back in the 1985 season with Class A Midwest League Peoria Chiefs. That one a little high, and the count will go full. In fact, in a spring training matchup, Maddox induced a ground ball from Puckett in the 1994 All-Star game. Or in a non-spring training matchup, sorry. Because Kirby Puckett did attend Bradley University back in 81, and that a big swing and a miss, and that will be the second strikeout of the afternoon induced by Mr. Maddox. Jean-Francois Garon from Quebec. We are trying to get that name perfectly. Hopefully, if you're watching from Quebec, we're close. We're trying our best here in the Pacific Southwest. That one in for a strike, 0-1. Sharman in right field takes a few more steps towards center, a little bit farther off the line. Guess they're thinking Garon may pull the ball a little bit more. As you can probably tell by the placement of Gamble in center. That one, that is a good pitch. 1-2 the count. If you're planning on coming out here Tuesday or Wednesday for the games, remember there is Smokin' Sam's concession out here. In between innings, I'm enjoying some of their food right here. This one chopped down to Stott. Stott will set and throw it over to Jack Thomas Wold. And that will be the second out of the inning.
the designated hitter, number 28, Connor Manthe.
So Connor Manthe, the DH today, the freshman batting 143. Out of Columbus, Wisconsin, and Columbus High School. And the first pitch from Maddox in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. Really, as we said at the top of the broadcast, not much wind. Probably the least wind we've seen at the start of any game over this weekend series. As I say that, the flag starts to unfurl a little bit more, but nothing that will cause a change in, I wouldn't think, the way the outfielders would play. And the 1-1, Maddox, that one is outside 2-1. Tom Chandler, the home plate umpire today, Ray Liebel over at first, and John Wolf over at third. And the 2-1, and that one is a swing, fouled off. Oh, and just so all the Bradley fans, you probably know that, but the Bradley Braves did overcome an 18-point second half deficit, and they beat the Panthers 57-54, so they'll be making their first tournament appearance since 2006. And that one misses, so that will get the count to 3-1. And UNLV, of course, will start play the men's team, I believe, on. Boy, I better look that up. It's Wednesday or Thursday. No, I think it's a 1:30 game as the 5 seed, I believe, in the Mountain West tournament. And this one is fisted out. Robbins has to come in, and that will fall in front of him. So both hits so far. Or 2 of the 3 hits have been kind of fisted out to left field. The one that Dylan Johnson got, and then that one right there by Connor Manthe. So that'll bring up the number 9 hitter, Nick McMurray, playing second base, batting .259. The senior from Clive, Iowa. Junior college transfer from Johnson County Community College. Throw over to first, and pretty easily back is Manthe. That is the second hit for the Braves in the bottom of the second. Johnson at third, in on the grass in case McMurray would try to bunt for a base hit. And the first pitch well outside, 1-0 the count. So Friday night, a cold, windy night. That went 15 yesterday. Really a pleasant sunny day. Temperatures in the 50s, but out in that sun, very nice. That went in for a strike. And today, pretty nice day. A little bit warmer, a little more cloud cover. Chance of rain tomorrow in the Vegas area. Scattered showers, but should be fine for Tuesday's 6:05 game against Washington State as the Pac-12 comes in to our backyard for baseball. They're already be in our backyard for basketball as we are the home of what seems like 10,000 college basketball tournaments. And we, the Las Vegas community, thank you for that. That one in there for a strike. Great pitch by Maddox, catching the inside part of that strike zone. So 2-2 the count. McMurray's had 27 at-bats so far this year. He started 7 games of the Bradley's 11, and that one goes upstairs, and that'll do it. So Maddox takes care of business. We'll go to the bottom of the second, scoreless, live from Early Wilson. Darian Williams steps in. He's got a 14-game hitting streak. getting one hit yesterday and one hit in extra innings on Friday night. He'll take the first one outside. 1-0 the count. And the 1-0 pitch to Williams. That went high and tight. 2-0 the count. So, as I said yesterday, it does seem like every time Williams gets up to bat, he's been in an 0-2 count right away. This time he's got the count in his favor. Sam Lund's next pitch is low, so 3-0 the count. Lund came in here with a 9 ERA. With that first inning of pitch, it dropped to 8.18, or first inning of scoreless. Let's see if the middle part of the lineup can get the Rebels ahead, and that's a 4-pitch walk. It's one thing, Lund's had pretty good control. 11 innings pitched. Had only given up 5 walks. Max Smith, the normal right fielder, is the DH today. He'll step in. Batting .297 on the year. Rebels now with their second base runner of the young game. Stott did go over. That one is thrown away and way down. Let's see if Williams. Wow! First of all, that was. Yeah, I think he's got to go to third. No problem. There was a little tie up there at first base, and so that'll be an E1. Allows Williams to get to third, and there's a break for the Rebels. Looked like Connor O'Brien was trying to be honest, not get off as quickly as he should, and there's a lot of foul territory here at Early Wilson, and once that ball went by, you figured Williams would probably be standing on third. And that is what he is. So now all of a sudden Max Smith will just deliver it out to left field. Dan Bolt goes back, but that should be deep enough for Williams to easily score. Bolt really airs one out, but it's way up the line, and the Rebels are up 1-0 thanks to a sac fly by Max Smith. And I believe this is the first time the Rebels have ever had the lead against Bradley, except when they won the game in the bottom of the 15th. Bradley's always gotten on top first. So a little difference here today. Grant Robbins now steps in, bases cleared, and 1 out. And the 0-1 pitch to Robbins, and that one will miss. 1-1 the count. Jacob Godman, the catcher, on deck. Hopefully you realize if you're in the local area, it is 1:33. Hopefully you remembered to lose that hour. Or at least if you have to work tomorrow, you remember before tomorrow. But don't try to lose it at work. I tried that one time on Monday, and I said, well, I haven't set my clocks back, so I'm going to leave an hour early. Yeah, it didn't work. It's like Robbins and Lund doing a little dance out there to see who will first commit to being ready. And finally, here's the 1-2, and this one will be chopped down to McMurray. He'll grab it and throw it to O'Brien. There's quite the Irish way to put things out. McMurray to O'Brien for the second out of the inning.
The catcher, number 23, Jacob Godman.
I'll bring up the freshman catcher, Jacob Godman, from Palo Verde High School here locally. Or if you want to be cool, you can just call it Palo. But I don't want to be cool, so I'll call Palo Verde. And he'll pop up the first one. Back goes O'Brien in foul territory for the third out. But the Rebels do strike first. They lead 1-0 going to the top of the third. Luke Shadid steps in for the second time. He struck out in the first. Was it the first time he was up? He had a cycle yesterday. That one just misses. 1-0 the count. And I'll repeat it just because it's somewhat amazing. This is the 119th season of Bradley baseball, and that was the first recorded cycle. Because let's be honest, 117 years ago, maybe the bookkeeping was not as great as it is now. But first cycle in their program's history recorded in 119 seasons. That one in for a strike, 1-2 the count. First of all, how impressive is that? 119 seasons of Bradley baseball. And the 1-2, and that one is fouled off into the Bradley dugout. Top of the third, 1-0 Rebels on top. That one is foul. First time the Rebels have been in the lead since the bottom of the 15th inning when they took the lead and won the game on Friday night. And the 1-2, and that one is just inside, 2-2 the count. How's it going? And the 2-2, and that one is popped up, and Jack Thomas Wold comes over and just into the seats. Just the first row of the seats. We needed that breeze that we had the other day to kind of blow it back, if you're a Rebels fan. But right now there is not even a zephyr out there. So the count remains 2-2, or the count is 2-2. Chase Maddox gets the sign from Godman, sets and delivers, and that one is hammered right into the glove of Dylan Johnson for the first out of the inning. Brendan Doherty will step in. He had a single, his one and only in bat, and was unable to come home in the first inning. That was right up the middle. And he'll chop that one foul. And the 0-1, and that one is also fouled off. 0-2 the count. Trent Bixby comes out, retrieves the ball. And we're all ready to go on the 0-2 pitch. And this one is hammered out to right field. Sharman goes back and gets it for the second out of the inning. So two well-hit balls, but that's why you have defenders out there, and there are two outs in the inning. Dan Bolt will step in now with two outs. Bolt, surprisingly, the number 3 hitter with one out and a runner on first, bunted. He had to have been bunting for try the base hit. It did work as a sacrifice, but he's not. That was actually on the first pitch, so this is only the second pitch he's seen, and this time he tries to do the opposite of bunting and deposit one over the fence and comes up empty. 0-1 the count. And that one is, Stott will go over. Stott throws to Wold, and a quick 1-2-3 inning for Chase Maddox. Well done. We'll go to the bottom of the third. Rebels up 1-0. Jason Sharman leads it off for the Rebels. He'll be followed by James Gamble. A lot of J's. Jacob, Jason, and James. And let's not forget the number 3 hitter, Jack. So, Jack, Jacob, Jason, and James. The Killer Jays. And right now it's 2-0 to Jason. And the 2-0, and that one is also inside, so the count goes to 3-0. Bradley will go from here to Florida. They'll be playing in the Russmart Central Florida Invitational, or Invite. Invitational is a little too fancy, so they'll just go with Invite. So they'll have a week off, and they'll be playing Keystone, Pennsylvania on St. Patrick's Day. In, I would assume, Central Florida, since it's the Central Florida Invite. The Rebels will remain at home for 2 midweek games against Washington State. 6:05 Tuesday night, 1:05 Wednesday afternoon. And that one, wow. That one must have caught part of the inside part of the plate, and that is a called third strike. Jason thought that was a ball. That was close. Home plate umpire Tom Chandler rings him up for the first out of the inning. Gamble's up, batting .271. If he bunts it down the first base line, he will, fairly at least, he would be on first base with his speed. He's had a couple times where just bang plays at first, and they've gone against him. And one of the times I also thought he was safe, but that doesn't matter what I think. Doesn't matter what James thinks. It only matters what the umpire down at first base thinks. And the 1-1, and this one is fouled straight back. 1-2 the count. Bryson Stott on deck. And the 1-2 to Gamble, and that one will be chopped to Shadid. He'll throw over and make the throw to O'Brien for the second out of the inning. That'll bring up Bryson Stott, who struck out his one and only appearance back in the first inning. Rebels on top, 1-0 over the Braves. And the first pitch to Bryson, that one will be shot out to left field, but Bolt comes over a few steps and makes it for the third out. So quick work for Sam Lund. We'll go top of the fourth. Rebels up 1-0. Connor O'Brien will lead off, top of the fourth. Rebels up 1-0. Maddox sets and delivers in the first pitch of the fourth, in there for a strike, 0-1 the count. O'Brien was hit his first and only at-bat. Only the second batter that Maddox has hit this year, and that one outside, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one in for a strike, 1-2 the count. O'Brien playing first base today. Anderson started at first the last two games. And the 1-2, and this one is hammered out to left. In comes Johnson, makes a diving catch. Johnson, good Lord. Robbins makes a diving catch, and that is the first out of the inning.
Center fielder, Andy Shandon.
Johnson would have had to have gone out and made that catch as he plays third, but Robbins comes in and makes a great catch for the first out of the inning. That one started to hook over a little bit more towards the line, and Maddox is enjoying some good defense behind him so far, and that's one of the advantages of Chase. Usually has a very good pace to the game. Keeps your outfielders ready. They're not back on backs of the feet. They're ready to help you out. That one outside, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one catches the outside part of the plate for a strike, 1-2 the count. Andy Shattuck looking to have a day like his brother did yesterday, hitting for the cycle. But he'll have to start it here as he has not gotten a hit yet today. So the 2-2 pitch, and that one is grounded to Stott. He backhands it, throws over smoothly to Jack Thomas Wold for the second out of the top of the fourth.
The catcher, Keaton Rice.
And Keaton Rice will step in. I have a feeling one of his relatives is in the stands here, because all of a sudden I can see off to the left a father or uncle or somebody has decided to record this. Oh no, now he's decided not to. He's just checking for some future player. 1-0 the count. That one in for a strike, 1-1 the count. And the 1-1. Keaton steps out, comes back in. And this one will be outside, 2-1 the count. And the 2-1, and that one just misses. I'm not sure where that missed, but it missed, and it is 3-1 now. 2 outs in the inning. That one fouled off. Keaton does not have a home run yet on this year. He does have 2 doubles. So with no win and a 3-2 count, let's see if Maddox challenges him. And the 3-2, and that one is a strikeout, the 4th of the afternoon for Chase Maddox. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. 1-0, Rebels on top. Dylan Johnson steps in, the third baseman. First hitter for the Rebels here, bottom of the fourth. And this one is, wow, nice stab by Shattuck. He throws over to O'Brien for the first out. I thought that was ticketed for a base hit to center field, but
First baseman, Jack Thomas.
Luke said, I'm not going to let my brother touch that ball. I'm going to make it for an out here, and that is the first out of the bottom of the fourth inning. Jack Thomas Wold steps in, and his first pitch of the fourth is a miss. He hit into a double play back in the first inning. And that one right down the pipe for a strike, 1-1 the count. Williams on deck, who had a 4-pitch walk. He's still looking to extend his hitting streak. Currently sits at 14. And that one is fouled off to the left. And this one chopped down to first. O'Brien flips to Lund, and that is the second out of the inning. Williams steps in with 2 outs, looking to extend his hitting streak. And the 1-0, and that is a big swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, that one hangs a little bit. Shattered weird bounce, and they do get him. So another quick inning of work for Sam Lund. We'll go to the top of the 5th. 1-0, Rebels on top of the Braves. Jean-Francois Giron steps in, playing right field, starting in right. He's been in right field every game. Batting 167. He grounded out. His one and only at bat. That one in for a strike. Maddox's pitch count right now is 64. And the 0-1, and that one is hammered to right past Jack Thomas Wold. Sharman will come across and get it in quickly to keep that to a single.
Designated hitter, Connor Manthey.
So Manthe now steps in. That is the third hit of the afternoon. And that one is hammered. Oh, past Johnson. Robbins will get it. Bobbles it a tiny bit, but throws it back in. That one was smoked. I'll bring up the number 9 hitter, McMurray, who struck out back in the second. And the first pitch that is bunted, it's a good bunt. Maddox will only have one play. That'll be over to Williams covering first. So it's the first out, but a good sacrifice, something we have not seen by either team too many times this series. And unfortunately for the Rebels, that'll bring up Luke Shadid. Now, Luke has not had the success so far against Maddox. He's lined out and struck out, but he was all world yesterday. That one in for a strike, 0-1 the count. And the 0-1, and that one is hammered down past a diving Johnson. That'll score the first run of the day for the Braves. Runner at the corners with one out. So Doherty will now step in, and the game is tied for the first time since it was 0-0. The Rebels took the lead in the bottom of the second. There are runners at the corner. First and third, Doherty steps up. And another throw over to first. Shedid is 1 for 4 in stolen bases in case the Braves are trying to keep out of the traditional double play. And that one a swing and a miss to Doherty. One run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Braves. 1 run, 1 hit, no errors for the Rebels. And that another swing and a miss, and it is quickly 0-2. Ooh. Almost got Shadid going, just leisurely taking steps off first base, and a good throw over by Maddox. That was pretty close over there. So the 0-2 pitch to Doherty, and this one is chopped down to Williams. Williams to Stott. Stott turns it, and that is the double play the Rebels were looking for. Go to the bottom of the fifth, but it is all tied up. Bradley does get one on the board here. 1-1, live from Early Wilson. Max Smith will lead it off here, bottom of the fifth. 1-1 game. Sam Lund pitching very well, the senior, for the Braves. That went in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Winner of this game takes the series. Each team has 1-1. Rebels on Friday and Bradley yesterday. And the 0-1, and that one drops in there for a strike quickly, 0-2. So Sam Lund came in with an ERA at 9, and it's down now to 6.43 with 3 scoreless innings, and he did give up 1. This one will go there. Nice play again by Luke Shatted, and he'll throw it over there. Boy, we are seeing some good shortstop play by both shortstops, both number 10. Luke and Bryson show here over the weekend.
The left fielder, Grant Robin.
I think the thing that's most impressive with both of them is just how smooth they are. They don't even make it look like work. They both have kept a couple, what I thought were going to be hits, to be outs over this weekend. And that one fouled pretty much straight back by Robbins. Robbins made a nice diving catch earlier in the game to save a hit from Bradley. And the 0-1, and that one does not get the strike zone. 1-1 the count. And the 1-1, and that one is popped up high. And let's see, Bolt coming over. Looks like it's going to be caught in foul territory by Dan Bolt. So that is an out in foul territory for Grant Robbins.
The catcher, Jacob Godman.
So wouldn't you know, with 2 pitchers with ERAs over 5 on a Sunday, right now, it's 1-1, the bottom of the 5th. Jacob Godman will try to change that. And the freshman will take the first pitch for a strike. 0-1 the count. Both Lund and Maddox doing well of getting ahead of the hitters. Lund's pitching a 1-hitter. That one fouled off. In fact, Stott's the only one to... Johnson is the only one to have a hit today. For the Rebels. 5 hits for the Braves. That might hang up. No, a great catch by Garon. And I'll tell you what, we'll go to the top of the 6th in a pitcher's duel, 1 apiece, live from Early Wilson. Number 35, Dan Bolt steps in, top of the 6th, all tied up, 1 apiece. Maddox will be facing scheduled Bolt, O'Brien, and Andy Shatted. And the first pitch and a swing and a miss. 0-1 the count. Bolt asks for time and is granted time. And he's amazing enough taking his time as he steps back into the batter's box with an 0-1 count. Maddox quickly up on the hill, and he'll get, yeah, that's a foul. I think Bolt was trying to sell it that he got hit by it, but that bat was out there, and it is 0-2. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one is a swinging strike. Godman will have to throw down to first to complete it. He does to Wold, and that is the first out of the inning. That'll bring up the first baseman, Connor O'Brien. O'Brien was hit by a pitch back in the first, and he flied out to left. 0-for-1 on the day. And that one misses. 1-0 the count. They appeal down to first base umpire Ray Liebel, and that is not a swing, so the count is 1-0. And the 1-0, and that will be a swing and a miss. 1-1 the count. Gamble is playing just about as straightaway center as you can play. And boy, that was a feeble swing there. 1-2 the count. Maddox right around upper 70s, 78 pitches. And the top of the sixth with one out. And the 1-2 pitch, and this one is chopped down. This is going to be a tough play. Johnson does cut in front, makes it a little bit easier of a play. And that is the second out of the inning. Granted, there was one error by the Braves, but really some good defense by both teams and throughout the series. Some errors, but some overall really well-played baseball.
Center fielder, Andy Shadid.
So Andy Shadid, the center fielder, will step in. They're moving Jason Sharman a little bit towards center field. So he takes some steps off the line, and the first one, a swinging strike, 0-1 the count. Chase looking for his first win of the season. That one is a strike, 0-2. Due up in the bottom of the sixth for the Rebels. Scheduled 8, 9, and 1. Sharman, Gamble, and Stott. And the 0-2 pitch, and that one will be chopped down to Stott. Takes it, throws over, and another quick inning. So good work once again by Chase Maddox. We'll go to the bottom of the sixth. All tied up, 1 apiece. Jason Sharman will step in to lead the Rebels attack here in the bottom of the sixth. Sam Lund pitching a beauty for the Braves. He's only given up one hit so far, but it is a 1-1 ball game. Doherty up about even with the bag at third, just in case Sharman does decide. He did show a bunt there. That one goes all the way, bounces, and goes all the way to Gamble in the on-deck circle. So the count is 1-1. And the 1-1 to Sharman. That one is fouled off. And that one fouled off. The count remains 1-2. And the 1-2, and that one is strikeout number 3 for Sam Lund.
Center fielder, James Gamble.
So James Gamble will step in for his second at-bat. He grounded out his first and only at-bat. And this one he'll fly out to center field. Back goes Andy Shadid. He looks like he's tracked it, and he does, just short of the warning track. Wow. Sam Lund making quick work of the Rebels lineup.
The shortstop, Bryson Stott.
A wise man earlier told me on Sundays, don't look at the ERAs. They never tell the true tale of a Sunday game. So far, that wise man is correct. Oh, what a wise man. 1-0 the count. Stott looking for his first hit of the day. Kind of a frustrating series. He's had a lot of walks. And this one will be passed. Kind of a olay by Connor O'Brien. But it gets past the first baseman. So that will be the second hit for the Rebels. And Dylan Johnson will step in now with a runner at first. So the second hit of the day for the Rebels. It comes in the 6th inning. See if Stott tries to make that an instant double. He'll not go on the first one. That one in for a strike. Dylan Johnson, the other Rebel, with a hit today. Timeout is called as Bryson gets his running apparatus around his hand. So I guess that should have been a clue that he wasn't going to run in the first, or in the first pitch. He didn't have his running apparatus. Kind of the glove to make sure his fingers are protected. And the next one is out to right field. That will drop in front of Garone, and Stott goes back, and he thought about going to third. Probably good that he didn't. Guerin got to that quickly. Guerin. Gotta get it. Guerin. I'm trying to over-Quebec it. Guerin. Jean-Francois Guerin. So now the Rebels have 2 on. With 2 out, Jack Thomas Wold, who hasn't gotten good swings against Lund, really, but has this weekend. So we will get a visit from the mound, or to the mound here first. There is some action in the Braves bullpen, right-handed action. I can't get a number. It's hidden behind a pole, but definitely a right-hander. Hopefully you're having a great Sunday, even if it is an hour shorter. So unfair, isn't it? So unfair. Write to your legislatures. Let's stop this craziness. Bouncing the clocks around. What is this, 1905? Come on. This isn't way back when Bradley baseball first started, even before 1905. We don't need to change our clocks, do we? Rise up, Nevada. Rise up. Okay, now back to the baseball game. So Stott at second, Johnson at first, 2 outs. Tie ball game, 1-1. Jack Thomas Wold at the plate. And the first one outside, 1-0 the count. That is a ball. Throw back to second, and Stott gets awarded third base. This will get a... I'm not sure what that was about either. Nobody in the press box right now is aware. So I guess interference will be the call. So the home plate umpire is throwing up a 2. Okay. So, yeah, 2-0 the count, I guess. All right. Little confusion here. But it is going to be runners at the corner. Yeah, it had to be interference called on Stott, on the shortstop, Shatted. Yeah. So Stott will get an additional 90, and he'll be at third. So it's now runners at the corners with 2 outs. The count is 2-0 to Jack Thomas Wold in a tie ball game. There, I think we got all the facts straight now. Now we can sit back and watch what happens here on a 2-0 pitch to Jack Thomas Wold, and that one will be swung on and missed. So the count is now 2-1. Darian Williams on deck if Jack Thomas can extend the inning somehow. And the 2-1, and that one is foul and out of play, 2-2 the count. Williams looking to extend his hitting streak. But we'll worry about that if he comes to the plate here in the 6th. That is not guaranteed with 2 outs. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and that one is hammered out to right center. Guerin gets over and does not make the catch. That will score 1 as Stott comes in to score. Johnson is held at third, and there's a single and an RBI for Jack Thomas Wold. So now runners at the corners. Rebels now have retaken the lead. And Williams has a 14-game hitting streak. He's hit in every game except the first game. And he does not have a hit yet in this game. So looking to extend it to 15 now. If you're a Rebel fan, would be a great time. And the first pitch bounces up there and gets by. That actually hit Rice in the head. That is the definition of a wild pitch. Johnson comes home, and the Rebels lead 3-1. Wow. How many feet would you say that went? About 55 feet bounced, and then, yeah, it went up off of, it looked like the helmet of Rice, the catcher, and then almost went over the back screen. So Wold now. Yeah, that hit in the grass. That hit way out there. At least 6 or 7 feet in front. So the count now 2-0. It hit the catcher's helmet. Hit off the catcher's helmet. Yeah, grass helmet up. And the 2-0, and that one in for a strike. If you were watching the Knights game last night, Alex Tuck scored one off of his visor. Yeah. Right place, right time for the Golden Knight. 2 balls, 1 strike. Lund sets and delivers, and that one inside. So 3-1 the count. Smith on deck in case Williams draws a walk or can get on anyway. Rebels have put up 2 this inning. They have less hits than the Braves, but more runs. 3 runs, 4 hits for the Rebels. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Braves. And the 3-1 to Williams, and that one in for a strike. So the count will go full. So the 3-2 pitch to Williams. Lund sets and delivers, and that one way inside. The throw down to second, and I think they've got Jack Thomas Wold, and they do. Oh, sneaking off a little too much. Not good base running there, but the Rebels do get 2. They lead 3-1 going to the top of the 7th. So that'll end the day for Chase Maddox, but he is the pitcher of record right now, in line for a win. If the bullpen, starting with Donovan McChrystal, number 17, can hold the Braves down. First pitch to Keaton Rice, the catcher, low, 1-0 the count. McChrystal out of Santee, California. And the 1-0, and that in for a strike, 1-1 the count. So Rice, Guerin, and Manthe scheduled for the Braves. So the 1-1 pitch, and that one will be chopped down to short. Stock comes over, nice bounce, throws over to Wold for the first out of the inning.
The right fielder, Jean-Francois Giroux.
Guerin steps up. 1 for 2 on the day. McChrystal sets and delivers that one way outside. 1-0 the count. 1 run, 5 hits, 1 error for the Braves. 3 runs, 4 hits, no errors for the Rebels. Really some good defense on both sides. And the 1-1, and that one does get the strike zone. 1-2 the count. Crystal comes in with a 1.74 ERA. He's gone 10 1/3, giving up 13 hits, only 2 walks and 7 Ks, and that will be a way outside, sweeping off speed. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, and this one, boy, just gets a piece of that to stay alive. Oh, Godman almost caught that one to complete the strikeout, but Crystal have to try it again on 2-2, and now the umpire is saying it is 3-2, 3-2. So a full count. McChrystal sets and delivers, and that one is weakly tapped out to Wold. McChrystal covers, and he throws it away, unfortunately, and it's probably going to be an error on the first baseman. So that is after I bragged about the defense not too great there, and that will be the first error of the game for the Rebels, and that will be on Jack Thomas Wold. So Manthe now steps in, the DH, and he'll take the first one for a strike. Manthe, the DH, well, if you're the designated hitter, you're supposed to hit, and so far he is. He's 2 for 2. Got his batting average up to 333. Beginning of the day, it was 143. The Magic not having a lot of at-bats. One and one. The 1-1 instead throw over to first, and back in time is Guerin. Or Garon. I'll keep saying it a different way every time. Let's see if I can get that straight. Garon. And that one just misses the plate. 2-1 the count. The throw over, and Garon does get back. And that one fouled off, and the count will go to 2-2. And the 2-2, that one outside, the throw down to first, and Garon is back. That was close. So now a full count with 1 out. We'll see what the Braves want to do here. Manthe looking for signals in the dugout. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. I'm not sure what he would be looking for. I always wonder on a 3-2. I mean, there goes the runner, and that one is a called third strike. Chance at a double play, and it is in fact a double play. That'll get them out of the inning. Rebels up 3-1, going to the bottom of the 7th. Max Smith, the DH, will lead it off here, bottom of the 7th. And the first pitch from Lund misses. 1-0 the count.
Now batting for the Reds, the designated hitter, Max Smith.
And that one is hammered out to right field. Over goes Guerin, and what a catch as he leaps up and makes the out. Wow, he has flashed some leather out there in right field when he's been out there.
Fielder, Grant Robbins.
I'll bring up Grant Robbins. And the first pitch, Robbins takes up. So Max gave it a ride, but to naught for the Rebels. There's some of that good defense I was saying. Both sides playing some. That one in for a strike, 1-1 the count. Rebels looking to get a little more insurance. They have a 2-run lead here in the bottom of the 7th, but the Braves are guaranteed at least 6 more outs in the game, as it does not look like. Oh, what a nice pitch by Lund. Lund's been very efficient, so even though he's down 3-1 in the bottom of the 7th, his pitch count is right on that, about 12 pitches an inning. That one misses, 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, and this one is, that one nobody's going to catch. So a single for Robbins. Guerin gets it quickly back in to keep Robbins at first. So 2 well-hit balls here. I would not be surprised if Mr. Lund does not face more than, we'll see if he gets Godman. I can't imagine he's too much longer for this game. Those were 2 well-hit balls, and now Rebels have a runner at first. Godman is 0 for 2. And there we go. Well pitched game by Sam Lund. Senior came in here. I think that'll do it, as they have made the call to the bullpen. We'll let you know the new pitcher for the Braves when we come back. Theron Denlinger will come in, the right-handed pitcher. And Godman steps in with Robbins at first, one out, bottom of the seventh, 3-1, Rebels up. And the first pitch, and that one is fouled off and will go out of play easily. And it hits one seat, and a nice little catch by a fan. And the older gentleman will give it to a young kid. Nice gesture there. Dick Calvert always loves when I talk about foul balls into the stands. Godman 0 for 2, still batting over. Oh, he shows bunt. Oh, boy. That ate him up and fouled. So the count 0-2. Denlinger couldn't have asked for a better pitch on somebody trying to attempt a bunt. Nothing Godman could do there. So the 0-2 pitch, and that one is up and in, 1-2 the count. 9-1-2 the slots coming up for the Braves in the top of the eighth. And the 1-2 pitch, there goes the runner. This one chopped down to first. And there's going to be a foot race, and the foot race will be won by O'Brien. So Robbins does get to second. And a little bit of suspense there. O'Brien slightly tentative, deciding what to do there, but he made the right call, and that is the second out of the inning. But Jason Sharman will come up with a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. Sharman has struck out both times. First time looking in the third and again in the sixth. And he'll take this one for a strike on 1 the count. That one high, 1-1 the count. If Sharman can get on, Gamble on deck. And the 1-1 to Sharman, and this one is a big swing and a big miss, 1-2 the count. Just missed, 2-2 the count. Wow. Connor O'Brien, the first baseman, very dissatisfied with that call. And he showed it. I'm surprised. That was a lot of emotion. But the count is 2 balls, 2 strikes. Sharman takes this one, and he chops it down to short. McMurray stumbled a little bit, able to recover, and that'll do it. Rebels still lead by 2 by the score of 3-1, going to the top of the 8th, live from Early Wilson. McMurray will step in against Connor Woods, the third pitcher of the day for the Rebels. Top of the eighth, Rebels lead by 2. First pitch in for a strike to Nick McMurray, the second baseman, who's 0 for 1 on the day, batting .250 for the year. Each team has 5 hits. Each team has 1 error right now. The separator in the run column. Rebels have 3, that one high and tight. And the Braves have 1. Johnson well in at third. That one in for a strike. 2 strikes now. Johnson will not have to guard against the bunt. Still playing even with the bag, but he was well up on the grass. Rebels looking for 6 more outs to take the series, if they can do that without giving a couple runs there. This one will squirt by the pitcher, Woods. Williams gets it, throws it over to Wold. So a lot of W's involved in that play, and the biggest thing is that's the first out of the 8th inning. And that is an important one to get, as Luke Shadid steps in, and he's only 1 for 3. That is a RBI. He did have the 1 RBI for the Braves. But he has been very successful this series, and it's best to have him come up with nobody on, especially when you have a 2-run lead. At least he cannot tie the game with 1 swing. Doherty on deck, 1 out. And Woods, that one down in the strike zone. Good pitch, 1-1 the count. Robbins takes a few more steps back in left field. And the 1-1, that in for a strike. 1-2 the count. Sharman is so far off the right field line, you can actually see him in the camera shot right in front of the Desert Radiology DR banner out there and right. And that one will, ooh, I thought that was going to hit him. Turned out of the way, so 2-2. I thought that one was destined to be a hit batter. Here's the 2-2, and that one is full count, 3-2. Woods in 7 2/3 has given up 6 walks, but he has also struck out 8. Let's see what he does here on the 3-2, and that one will be hammered to right for a base hit by the diving Williams. So that's why it was so important to get McMurray, because Luke Shadid has been hitting very well this last series.
Third baseman, Brendan Doherty.
So Brendan Doherty will step in, 1 for 3, had a single back in the first. He did hit into a double play in the 5th. Rebels would love to see him do that again here and get out of the 8th. Throw over to first, and just back is Shadid. Braves down by 2, top of the 8th. And the pitch, and that one is hammered off foul. 0-1 the count. Bolt on deck. Looks to be about the same size crowd as it was yesterday afternoon. A little less beer drinking. Something tells me the Braves fans have, maybe they overdid it a little last night. There was a lot of beer going over to the left side of the stands yesterday. Today, there's a few, but definitely less than yesterday afternoon. And the 1-1 pitch, and that one is fouled off. 1-2 the count. lefty action down in the Rebels bullpen and righty action in the Braves. That one inside. Count goes to 2-2. So both bullpens have activity in them. And the series is on the line. Both managers looking to be able to smile on a Sunday afternoon after the game. The 2-2, and that one misses, and the count will go full. This is a big pitch. Woods looks into Godman. And he sets and delivers. There goes the runner, and this one is grounded through the hole, and it'll be runners at first and third with one out. Ooh. The Braves will not go quietly into the night.
Left fielder, Dan Bolt.
So Bolt bats left. There's a lefty up in the bullpen. It is Jackson Kofer. There is only one out. Let's see. They're telling Godman, I can see, to go out and talk to him. Looks like they're stalling for time. Make sure Kofer is warm and ready to come in. I would be surprised if he doesn't come in here and try to get a, what would be a 5-out save, opportunity at least. I can see. So Kofer must be ready to go because Godman wasn't chased away by the umpire. And here comes Coach Stolte, and that will probably be a double switch. By the way, he's going to the home plate ump. Even though, of course, with the DH, you never know. I don't know. Why is he going to the umpire? Why isn't he going straight out? Stalling. I think Godman should have stayed out on the mound longer. That's right. Hey, wow. He has not made the move to the... Kofer is on the edge. I mean, he's ready to come in. I don't know. Very strange, though, because Kofer the hat is waved. So Jackson Kofer will come in. We'll step aside on the audio, and when we come back, top of the eighth, 2 guys on for the Braves, down by 3 are they to the Rebels. So we'll have a new pitcher and a new batter. Eli Rollinson comes in to bat for Bolt. As we said, Jackson Kofer, the new pitcher. So runners at the corners. Rebels would love to see one of their special double plays here. And this one is a big swing and a miss. Rollinson hitting 194 for the year, but he's a right-handed bat as opposed to the left-handed Bolt. And a throw over to first, easily back, is Doherty. And the 0-1, and that one misses. 1-1 the count. Rebels up by 2. They did go 15 on Friday. Yesterday the traditional 9, and today in the 8th, Rebels have a 2-run lead. Tenuous at best right now. And the 1-1, and that one is fouled off. The count 1-2. O'Brien on deck for the Braves. And the 1-2 way outside. I think Godman thought that might pop out of his glove, but he was able to hold it. Count remains, or goes to 2-2. And the 2-2, and that one far outside, not even close. 3-2 the count. The 3-2 pitch, and this one will be right down the middle and hammered to left field, and that will find the wall, short of the wall, so that'll score 1. Second and third with 1 out now for a double for Rollinson. And the Braves pull within 1. So Rollinson comes in, pinch hitter, and delivers a double down the left field line. So now work really cut out for Kofer as runners are at second and third with 1 out. And we are going to get a pitch runner. So Rollinson will come out, and it'll be Jordan Bailey, number 13, Jordan Bailey coming in.
Number 13, Jordan Bailey.
So now Bailey at second. Now Greg Maddox, the pitching coach, will come in and try to impart some words of wisdom here. The Rebels are in serious trouble. They not only might give away, make it a tie ball game, they may lose the lead here in the 8th inning. So O'Brien will be intentionally walked. That'll load the bases, setting up the potential for an easier double play.
Center fielder, Andy Shannon.
So Andy Shadid will come in. He's batting 196 on the year. He's 0 for 3. Has grounded out twice, so they're looking for him to ground out one more time, or grind out. But of course, this puts extra pressure on Kofor to get the ball in the strike zone. And the first pitch in the strike zone for a strike, 0-1 the count. Rice on deck, the catcher. Rebels trying to get off the field with the lead here in the 8th. 9-1-2 scheduled, the slot scheduled for the Rebels in the bottom of the 8th. And the 0-1 pitch, and that one is a swing and a miss, 0-2 the count. Game now 2 hours old. And the 0-2, and that one is hammered down. That is a foul ball. Foul ball, and it was a foul ball. It's going to be arguments, but it looked foul to me. Elvis Dominguez obviously does not think that. Yeah, that was definitely a foul ball. So the count remains 0-2. So reset, everybody. Bases loaded, Rebels up by 1. The 0-2 pitch. Kofor sets and delivers, and this one is popped up. And that will go into the bullpen and out of play. The count will remain 0-2. Well, this game's had quite a lot here. Some really good defensive plays, a couple bad defensive plays, a couple errors, one error for each team. It may all come down to this pitch. Kofor sets and delivers, and that one outside. So the count now 1-2. Kofor sets and delivers, and that one bounced up to the plate. Godman, good stop. And now the count evens up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. 1 out, bases loaded, Rebels up by 1. The Braves do have 8 hits. They've out-hit the Rebels, but currently they trail by 1. Top of the 8th inning. And the 2-2, and that one is a swing and a miss. Big strikeout for Jackson Kofor. So now Keaton Rice, he's taking off his catcher's gear.
Keaton Rice.
Now Rice has struck out twice, grounded out once. Of course, now the Rebels not needing to turn a double play. They just need to get Rice out. Rice has caught every inning here for the Braves. So 31 innings he has caught this weekend. He's batting .216, lefty on lefty matchup. Kofor sets and delivers, and a swing and a miss. Rice was late on that one. 0-1 the count. And the 0-1, and that one high, 1-1 the count. Oh boy. This is tense baseball here in the top of the 8th. And the 1-1, and that one misses. 2-1. Godman going out there saying, get that ball down, Kofer. Rice is batting .216. Bases loaded. Nowhere to put him. And the 2-1, and that one is fouled off. The count goes to 2-2. The Braves have scored 1 here to pull within 1. As you can see, every base loaded. The 2-2 pitch. Kofer sets and delivers, and this one is a called third strike. Great work by Jackson Kofer. We'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Rebels still lead by 1. Live from Early Wilson. Gamble will step in. Jordan Bailey is in left. Nick Anderson now over at first, and pitching now, Alan Beer. He has yet to give up an earned run this year. 7 2/3. This one popped up. Garon comes in and puts that one away for the first out of the inning. So the Rebels holding on to a 1-run lead here, bottom of the 8th. Let's see if we can get a patented stot shot here to get that lead back up to 2.
The shortstop, Bryson Stott.
Bryson had a hit his last at bat. He is 1 for 3 on the day, batting .351 on the year. And the first pitch outside, 1-0 the count. Bottom part of the order, 7, 8, and 9 due up for the Braves. That one in for a strike. 1-1 the count. Of course, that means in the 4 hole would be Luke Shadid. And the 1-1 to Stott, and that one swung through. 1-2 the count. Rebels clinging to a 1-run lead here on getaway day for Bradley. This one will be popped up straight back towards us. And just a little off to the left. And 3 kids will be scrambling after it. And the kid with the... Nope, I thought it would be the kid with the blue hoodie, but they are still trying to get it. And it is the kid with the white Levi cap, or toque, that gets it. Good hustle. He's now limping as he gets up, but he's got himself a baseball. The 2-2. Stott shoots that one. Will that catch the gap? It should, and in fact, it clears. No, it does not, actually. Right by Fred Dallimore, and that is a double. Wow. That is unbelievable. I thought that cleared the fence, but it went down, and that is a double for Bryson Stott. Yeah, that hit to the biggest part of the ballpark, the only part of the ballpark that would keep that from being a home run. So Stott gets a double, and the Rebels have a runner in scoring position with 1 out. Good play by the Braves outfielders to keep them at 2. Must have had a little topspin there. No wind to speak of, so no help there. So Stott now at second. Always a threat to steal. There is 1 out. And the first pitch inside, and that will hit Dylan Johnson. So the Rebels will get a base runner at first there, and Jack Thomas Wold will now come up with 2 on. So the good, another runner for the Rebels. The bad, that does set up the double play potential for the Braves. Jack Thomas did hit into a double play back in the first, but his last at bat, he got a single in the 6th and an RBI. And the first pitch to Wold, in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Williams on deck with his hitting streak on the line. So there are many reasons that the Rebels would like Jack Thomas to get on base somehow. Of course, the biggest reason by far is hopefully that would mean a run. Not necessarily, but hopefully. Of course, there is only 1 out, so as long as he doesn't hit into a double play, Williams will come up. That one in for a strike. Alan Beer yet to give up an earned run this season. And the 0-2, and that one foul into the dugout. Big gap between the first baseman and the second baseman. And the 0-2, and that one is a swing and a miss. So that is a swinging strikeout. So Williams will come up trying to get his hitting streak extended. Right now it sits at 14. So the hitting streak on the line. Rebels up by 1, looking for insurance. And that one in for a strike, 0-1 the count. Stott at second, Johnson at first. Stott with the double. Johnson getting to first via being hit by a pitch. And the 0-1 to Williams, and that, wow, big swing and a throw down to first. Back in time is Johnson, but more importantly, well, not more importantly, if he hadn't been back in time, the inning would have been over, but 0-2 the count to Williams. Max Smith on deck if Williams can somehow extend the inning. Rebels lead by 1. And the 0-2, and that one is not a strike. 1-2 the count, a little low. Bradley fans, very nice here this weekend. Good to see the visiting team travel well, as the Rebels do when they're on the road. And the 1-2 to Williams, and that one, good stop by Rice to keep the runners where they are. 2-2 the count. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 2 on. Rebels up by 1. Beer sets and delivers, and this one low. So the count goes full from 0-2 to 3-2. The runners will get that extra step now, so an advantage for the Rebels there. Williams had the patience to take the walk, or is he gonna, of course, could be a strike too, then he better swing. The 3-2, the runners go, and that one fouled off. We'll do it all over again. Beer sets, the runners go, and this one will be chopped, and it will, wow, good stab, but actually by McMurray stopping it, that allows Stott easily to score. Base hit, RBI for Williams, and the streak continues and now sits at 15. And more importantly than even the streak, the Rebels get that insurance run and lead by 2 with Max Smith coming up and still 2 on. With Stott's speed, probably either way he would have scored, but McMurray just barely getting a glove on that and a kicking off assured that Stott would easily score. So 4-2. Good point, and it was a 3-2 count and the runners were going, so. Nice bit of hitting for Williams and a way to answer back, too. The Braves scored 1 in the 8th, and the Rebels come back and add that insurance run right back in the bottom of the 8th. I think this has got to just be a talk. Can't imagine they're going to take Beer out. I don't see any lefty action there. It is a right-hander, but he hasn't been up for a while. Smith 0 for 2 on the day. He is the DH, getting a day off from playing right field. So Smith will step up, looking to add another insurance run or 2 or 3 if he can get a big fly. We have not seen a home run here today, even though I thought Stott's double a chance to clear the fence. And the first one to Smith, and that is a check swing foul. 0-1 the count. So today is Max Smith's birthday. Happy birthday to Max Smith. And for your present this year, Mr. Smith, we hope you get a base hit right here and a couple RBI. And the 0-1 and a big swing and a miss. Of course, I'm sure Max, the number one thing he would like on his birthday is a win and a series clinching win. And the 0-2 to Max, and that one is hammered out to center field, but Shattuck takes some steps back, keeps going back, and puts it away. So the Rebels do get one. They lead 4-2, going to the top of the ninth. The game in the balance coming up next. Guerin steps in for the first batter for the Braves here in the top of the ninth. They trail by 2. Kofer stays in. And the first pitch in for a strike, 0-1 the count. If the Rebels can hold on, Chase Maddox would pick up his first win of the year. Darian Williams able to extend his hitting streak to 15. And this one is hammered out, and that will be a base hit. So don't count the Braves out yet. So Manthe steps in. He's 2 for 3. He did strike out looking his last time, but before that he had a couple singles. And the first pitch, and this one is grounded to Stott. He throws to Williams. Williams will complete the double play. A Rebel special here that's becoming quite common at Early Wilson. So now we'll have a pitch hitter for the Braves. It'll be number 9, Kyle Antos. Cantos out of Kenosha, Wisconsin, and he will step in. He's 1 for 4 on the year. And the first pitch from Kofer, just outside, 1-0 the count. And the 1-0 pitch, and that one is hammered to, or chopped to Stott. Takes a weird little bounce, throws across, and that'll do it. The Rebels will go to 9-7 on the year and take the series 2-1 against the Bradley Braves. Chase Maddox will get the win. Jackson Kofer will get the save. 4-2, Rebels win.